Hi, my name is Colette Hart, and I am the Senior Director of Outreach and Engagement. And one of the centers that we oversee is the Professional Development Center at the Montehuja College of Business. Back in 2002, the College of Business wanted to develop executive education or continuing education. We refer to it now as the Professional Development Center. That would align with areas of academic excellence and provide opportunities for our alumni to continue to take courses to support them in their careers and/or to support their staff. So our outreach was to the workforce in Northeast Ohio and providing training, but also industry certifications. That was sort of our sweet spot, and it still is today. So two that that we launched in the early 2000s and are still actually pretty strong today. One is called SHRM, the SHRM certification, and the other is project management. Those two are pretty strong. They've changed, obviously, with times. Then we also, another kind of sweet spot for us has been any sort of tech certifications. We've done the CFA, the CMA, which are certified management accountant or financial advisor. And we've also done all of the quality, a lot of industry certifications in the quality area, including the Six Sigma, or offering green belt, yellow belt, black belt. So we've provided all of those as well. SHRM is the Society for Human Resource Management. So when we look at these industry certifications, we actually partner up with industry experts that oversee, often they're a professional society, and they help drive the content for the certification. Then what we do is we provide training for individuals to prepare for the industry exam. So most of the certifications that we offer, there are some that we have developed in-house, but most of them are actually driven by professional communities within industry. Correct. So they can come here. We have what we refer to as open access courses. So you can go into our catalog or online and you can register for those. But we also go on site to companies. And so they might have, 20, 25 employees that they want to put through some training. And so we'll go right on site and offer it. And there's a lot of value in that because we can customize it. Maybe a particular project or part of the curriculum involves activities or is situational to what they're doing in that particular workplace. So we try to work with them to customize it a little bit. And we've done just about everything. We do a lot of supervisory training, leadership. Six Sigma obviously is big, especially with manufacturing companies. We've done some innovation programs with various companies. And so, it really depends on what they're looking for. We do really try to look at what's trending, what's needed. And then we also align it to our academic program. So we have a supply chain operations management department. So the Six Sigma fits well into that. And sometimes we're using industry experts to come in and teach. And sometimes we're having our faculty teach. One area, there's always new technology. There are always new certifications coming out in technology or in technology certifications that are enhanced. One area, though, is data analytics. There's a lot of new programming in that area. And then the other is AI. So those are two kind of hot um, areas of, where we're really looking to kind of expand. And those might not be a certification, it might just be a course or a series of courses. It depends. Like, so if we're working with a company, it might vary depending on what their needs are. However, I will say that most of those programs, because they're driven by industry, and our goal is to ensure that when someone is taking one of those professional development courses, they're leaving with those core competencies that are outlined in that training. And the importance behind that is that they're taking it out and they're applying it, as soon as they get back to their office or, company. So there's a real need to make sure that they understand what those competencies are, and then help them make sure they're transferring it. Because a lot of individuals are using those industry certifications for career growth. All of the above, right? So, we offer programming in a couple different formats. So, an individual might decide that they want to enhance their skill sets. So they might look through one of our catalogs or online and determine that there is a series of courses or certification that would help them achieve those goals. Sometimes it's a company and they're looking at increasing, their effectiveness of employees or performance. Maybe there's some performance gaps, and so they might sign up some of the employees for some of the training. It might also be that a company is looking at growing and they want to provide opportunities to employees in a way so that they can look at succession planning and developing internal talent. So, it really depends. There are some occasions where some of our students may choose to take some of these certifications. We love when that happens. And then we are also really pleased that we have a lot of CSU staff and faculty that go through our programs. There's really a huge range, and there's a huge range in the depth of knowledge that you're going to learn. Some of the industry certifications are, similar to taking a semester college course, right? It really entails a significant amount of hours and dedication and preparation, and then is followed by some sort of exam. But we have courses that last one day or half a day. And so depending on what the need of the individual is, they're going to select the level of difficulty and depth of knowledge that they'll gain. But we also offer programs in a lot of different delivery modes. So we have in-person classes, we have hybrid models where maybe part of it is virtual and part is in person. And then we also have virtual programs that you can, really are very self-directed, and you can learn as you want to apply the timing. So, and we have numerous partners that we deliver on some of those online programs that are vetted and known in industry as being, excellent providers of particular programming, especially within the IT field. Obviously, the fee structure for programs is determined by how long the programs are and the difficulty, and if there's an exam attached to it. The other thing that plays into it is sometimes there are industry, materials that are part of the process, or sometimes it's even it could be online materials, but. We've tried to move away from books, but just because it's easier, especially if the courses aren't in person. But the cost is just fully aligned with, how many hours a program is and what other materials and resources are attached to it. We do not provide, aid or scholarships for the programming. We we do partner with some organizations and workforce development groups that actually will support training for individuals through Workforce Investment Act and some other things that come through the state or federal. And there are often case employers will pay for their employees to go through training. So, I mean, we see individuals from all industries. I would say that we probably have a good percentage of our students in the Professional Development Center are in mid-sized companies, but that doesn't mean that large corporations don't send employees as well. And the skills that we're teaching, if you're doing a SHRM certification, the Society in Human Resource Management, no matter what company you're in, they're going to need someone who's supporting their HR needs. So it's more the programming that we're running is very functional and it's across industries. So, I mean, I think when someone is looking at growing within a company or an organization, they start to determine that there might be particular skill sets that they need to further develop. And so this provides them that opportunity. And sometimes it might be something completely new, right? Maybe you've been working in management, but you've worked very closely with the accounting department and you're really interested in learning more. So you want to go after a certified management accountant and blend the two of those and look for other opportunities in the company. So, I mean, I think, a big part of this is, helping individuals who come to the Professional Development Center, understanding how particular courses and the skills and competencies that they gain can be applied in their current work situations or in future. The world we live in today is based on sort of module learning. It's changing so quickly that you need to be prepared to constantly kind of upskilling and learning new things. If it's technology or if it's operations and management, all organizations are going through significant change on a constant basis, and they look for employees who are, one, eager to learn, and two, are open to constantly developing their skills so that they can play numerous roles across the organization. So, I mean, I think it's one of the number one things that employers are looking for. And the other interesting thing about Professional Development Center is that it's really an asset to the business college. We're able to kind of be out in industry looking at what are the trends, what is needed in the workplace, how do, if what we're doing in our academic programming, does that transfer for our students? Is it preparing them? What is the value of soft skills? What is the value of these technical skills? And because we're able to work sort of outside of that and within industry parameter, we can act as an innovation arm. We can determine, is this data analytics programming and curriculum, is it something that's really preparing people to be a data analyst? So we're constantly kind of feeding that information back in. We participate in various programs that help to blend the academic and the continuing education side, such as our Cornerstone series, which isn't necessarily a training course, but what it does is it allows us to share best practices in business and bring in our faculty to talk about what those areas are from a theoretical standpoint, and then match it up with folks that are working in industry that talk about it, that are applying it every single day. So the combination of that is something that we on a monthly basis have 100 Northeast Ohio and beyond companies that stop in for an hour webinar and learn about what's going on in particular topics. Professional development, I mean, they're called many different things: continuing education, executive education. They're actually one of the fastest growing areas at universities. And they also have unique business models that can generate revenue to support other things in a particular college or across a university. So there's a lot of value in making sure that this other sort of model of delivering education side by side, and it doesn't replace in any way academic courses or minor or major. But what it does is it can offer an industry. If you're a finance major, it can help prepare you for a CPA, or if you're an accounting major, a CPA, or a finance major, a CFA. And that's something that industry recognizes immediately. Yes, I mean, most universities have some form of continuing education or a continuing education unit. In business schools, it's very, very common. And the reason being is that it can really kind of help and work as an innovation arm. It's a great way to showcase faculty expertise. It can align and sort of, be coupled with your academic excellence. And it's also a great way to serve our alumni that, leave and go out into the workplace as opportunities to continue, learning and bringing that back into the workplace. Well, I mean, I think we actually, we offer a wide variety of courses, as well as options on how we deliver those courses. So if you want something in person, if you want something in a hybrid model, if you want to offer, employees training on site so they don't have to leave the workplace. So with regards to convenience, and the other thing is I think we've really done a really good job of looking at, what are those particular industry certifications, or what are the trends in the workplace? We spend a lot of time making sure that the courses that we're offering are actually directly responding to those trends and needs, so that it makes it a little easier for when an employee or an individual comes to say that these particular courses really will help prepare you or help you grow in your career. And the other thing is that all of our courses are competency-based. We are focused on ensuring that when you leave, you are walking away with a particular skill set. I think seeing individuals, when someone's curious to learn and being able to provide that in a setting that has an end date and a start date, and they can really kind of easily measure that they're gaining what they kind of walked in for. And when they get back into the workplace, to feel more confident, to be encouraged to maybe go after growth opportunities, and to be an important part of the talent pool in Northeast Ohio.